This is modern dating. Girls don't have jobs anymore. Pretty girls don't work.
Yeah.
If you go to Miami,
social media killed it.
Social media's killed it. You go to Miami, you go to Dubai, there's not a single pretty girl with a job. They live off their boyfriends. That's it. That's all they do.
And there's a lot more pretty girls than there are rich men.
And the rich men have enough money to support 20 of these girls.
Yeah.
So they get 20 each. And the women are just going to sit there and let them have 20 girls because they need their bills paid. There is no way out of this brutal reality. The women that you're seeing that you desire, that you want, the women that you're looking at every time you scroll and you get caught doom scrolling on Instagram, you can't be with them because you can't give them what they want in the value exchange, and what they want is money. This is the brutal reality.
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. Andrew and Tristan Tate talking about the brutal reality of the value exchange that you can't afford. There's no hiding it. Dating is not what it used to be 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And a lot of the people in the red pill, they think that they're going to go backwards. Like they think that they're going to shame women into going backwards, or they think that they're going to put out some sort of red pill talking point and it's going to make women, go backwards and start acting different. And it's not. None of that's ever going to stop. We're never going back to 1990s. That's not coming back. So the question becomes, if you are dating today in 2025, going into 2026 and beyond, how much is it going to cost you in all actuality? The reason we care about this is because the red pill has this very false ideology that you can somehow just use red pill principles to offset this woman's desire for money. She is getting men who can afford her and afford her lifestyle. And red pill principle isn't going to negate that. So if you want to get that woman, sure, use red pill principles and approach game and all of that. And if you want to maintain a relationship from the standpoint of, you guys interpersonal relationships and stuff like that, sure, red pill principle, maintain frame and all of that. But at the end of the day, you have to have money to maintain this relationship, or she's going to leave you. She might not even get with you in the first place. So the question becomes, at the most basic level, how much does it cost to have a girlfriend in any serious capacity? How much are we talking about for the basic package of a woman? And that's what we're going to look at here today. First up, we have hair salon appointments. A basic hair salon appointment, according to Google and ChatGPT, is going to hit you for $200 to $350. If you're in places like Atlanta, if you're dating like black women or Hispanic women, it might cost you a little bit more if these people are ethnic. Ethnic hair is a little bit more intensive. So right off the bat, $200 to $350. Now, I'm going to go on the high end just because of the financial times we live in. So high end, we're talking $350. Will this woman break up with you if you can't provide her that? I'm going to tell you yes. I live in San Diego, and these women, there's a lot of white women out here. White women's hair is a little bit more easy to maintain, but that doesn't mean that they don't want their hair done. She will break up with you. The reason being, the last guy she was with could afford it. She's not going to step backwards. Women are not in the business of going backwards. The last guy she was with could afford $350 per month to get her hair done. If you can't afford that, I'm not saying she's going to break up with you immediately, but it's coming. And she'll certainly cheat on you. And she won't see herself as wrong in doing that. That is the brutal reality, right? So this is the basic package. Women look at this as a form of just maintenance. They expect you to chip in, if not fully take care of their basic maintenance. If you don't like that, I would suggest you don't date. Next, we got hair care products. $50 a month. When they go to that hair salon appointment and they get whatever done and they get hit for $350, they're going to pass that off to you. But then there's going to be things that the hair care person tries to sell them. Oh, use this shampoo, use this conditioner, use this thing to make your hair shiny, spray this stuff in your hair to tease it and whatnot, right? You see the black women with the bonnets. Those bonnets cost money. They cost like $20, $30, right? They're going to expect you to chip in on that. Now, I'm not saying that she's going to leave you because you can't afford her hair care products, but she's going to expect you to chip in. You guys are going to be at Target or something like that. Women love to shop. They love to just go look at stuff. And she's going to say, by the way, I need some shampoo. And you're going to say, okay. And she's going to say, can I get this? And you're going to be like, yeah, sure. You're not thinking that she wants you to pay for it. Boom, just like that. You guys are fighting because you can't afford $50 whatever stuff. Whatever this little stuff is, she's going to expect you to pay for that. This is the brutal reality. The red pill is not going to save you from this. Red pill knowledge is not going to save you from her wanting you to pay for her basic maintenance. It's just not going to happen. Skincare routines. I don't even know if you guys can see this fully. Let me blow this up. You have, now you can't see me. Skincare routines, $100 a month. You got, what do we got up here? We got cleansers. We got exfoliators. They got facial masks. They got toners, facial serums, moisturizers, under eye serums, right? You got 7 different things up here. And that's going to hit you for, according to Google, ChatGPT, everything like that, they're saying it's going to hit you for about $100 a month. I would say it's probably going to hit you more for like $150 because stuff is going up in price. Everything on here is going to cost you about $13 to $15. So you guys can start to see how this is going to add up. Now, once again, this is not necessarily going to be the reason that she breaks up with you. Like, oh, I'm not going to date you. But when you can't afford her $100 skincare routine and you can't afford her her $350 hair routine, what's going to happen? Why would she want to be with you? Like Andrew Tate said, there's a value exchange. This is what the red pill does not tell you. They are going to tell you all these red pill principles about hypergamy and about, body count and, pair bonding and all of this stuff. But you guys have to remember, most of these guys in the red pill, they don't have wives. And then the ones who do have wives, they've been married 20, 30 years. Like these guys are old and fat. Their wives are old and fat. So they're eating this cost and they're not telling you that they're eating these costs. They're telling you don't lead with your wallet. All the while, Andrew Tate, an actual rich guy, is telling you these women will share men. They will share these men. They will get rid of you and they'll share the guy who can actually afford it. That is the brutal reality. They're not going backwards in time and just going to have less. Not when they come for more. A lot of these women have guys who can put up that little $100 for their skincare routine. All 7 things on that list. What else do we got? Makeup and cosmetics. You got 12 things on this list, and they're saying it's going to hit you for about $70 a month. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to hit you for a little bit more than that. Like I've had long-term girlfriends. I promise you. And this is one of the things, like Myron from Fresh and Fit. This guy had to pay a girl to pretend to be his girlfriend. He's never had a girlfriend. Fresh, the guy, Walter Fresh, whatever you want to call him. He's never had a girlfriend. He's had women try to extort him, but he's never had a long-term girlfriend. These guys are going to tell you all this red pill stuff, and they're going to say women are gold diggers when they want this stuff. But just like Tate said, they're getting it. They like when you get to her, she is with a guy currently or was just with a guy who was paying for all of this. So you got makeup and cosmetics. Let me finagle this list. What do we got? So we got number 1. We got Tennant moisturizers. She's going to want this. I promise you, she's going to want that Tennant moisturizer. Number 2, primer. I don't even know what primers do, but I know what paint primers do, and it sets the tone for everything. Like you can't even put the paint on the object that you're about to paint without the primer. So there's no way she's not going to want to buy that primer. Number 3, this flawless filter. I don't know how many women actually use that. I'm not going to say that's a necessity, but she'll probably want it. What do we got? Number 4, foundation. She's 100% going to want foundation. You ain't getting out. You're not getting away from that. 5, concealer. She's 100% going to want that. 6, setting powder. She's going to want that. Bronzing powder at number 7. She'll want that, or a lightening powder. And I think that's the stuff that you use with the primer. I'm not 100% sure. What is this? Matte liquid lip color. Yep, she's going to want that. Number 8, some face illuminator or blush. She's going to want that. You see, you guys can see all of this stuff is not necessarily the stuff that she's going to want, but you can see how very quickly this stuff starts to add up. If you have had a girlfriend, you've seen she has all of this stuff at her house. All of this stuff she either has at her house or apartment, or if she's lived with you, she's moved it into your house or apartment. And you see she has all this crap. It's like she uses all this crap. You've seen women do these get ready with me talking videos where they're just yakking and talking about different stuff. They have all this stuff and it all costs money. Now, the list up here is saying that it's going to cost about $70. And I'm here to tell you it's going to cost way more than that. This is at least $115, $120 worth of stuff. So you're going to think she's not going to break up with you because of this, or you're going to think that this is not your issue. But she looks at it as maintenance. She's going to look at this as her basic maintenance, and she's going to look at it as, well, I'm sleeping with you and you get to look at me and you get to, take advantage of my beauty. So you need to chip in on the maintenance for that. And when you can't do it, she's leaving you. She will leave you. She won't leave you like the first time you say no, but keep telling her no. Try to be in a relationship with a woman for like a year and you're not going to buy her any makeup. You're not going to chip in on any of this. She's like, this is the kind of stuff that's going to get her to cheat on you, because she doesn't want to be ugly just because you say something like, man, you don't need all that. Just, keep your face clean and rock it natural. I like natural. She doesn't. She's not going to go natural because you're trying to save money, because the last guy she was with had the money, or she currently is talking to somebody without your knowledge who has the money. She's going to want this. And like I said before, this is the basic package for dating. Number 5, eyelash extensions. This is, according to Google and ChatGPT, women do this about 2 to 3 times a week. When I was dating, women did this like twice a month. So that's pretty accurate. They're saying $120. So that's going to jack it up to $240, because they're doing it twice a month. They're going to expect this. They're 100% going to want this. Now, yes, you can go to Target and you can see like the section with the eyelash curlers and all of that type of stuff. And there's plenty of women who do that stuff on their own. But there's a very stark difference between the woman who goes to the spa and gets it done professionally and the woman who does it herself, right? And it's normally the time frame of how long it can last. The girls who do it themselves, it might last like a couple days or a week, something like that. But when they go to the spa, it lasts like 2 weeks, whatever the case might be. You can see how fast this stuff starts to add up. Now, once again, other than the hair, none of this stuff is something that they're going to break up with you for immediately. They're not immediately going to just break up with you. But when you can't afford multiple things, oh no, because they always have access to a guy who can afford that. Or they can get access to a guy who can afford that. And if they have to pay for it themselves, like Andrew Tate said, there's no value exchange. That's the most important phrase of this whole thing. Are they getting a value exchange? They are giving you their time. They're giving you their body. They're giving you their beauty, all of that. And they want to get something in the process. They want you to at least offset the cost. Like I said, this is the basic package. Very, very basic package. Now, last, what do we have? We had nail salon visits, $60 a month. I would say this is a little bit more expensive, probably like $80 a month. But you often see those women with the nails. Like some women have the long nails. Some women have like the little cat nails, like the shorter nails, whatever the case might be. Whatever the case might be, they're going to want to get their nails done. And $60 a month sounds about right. It's more closer to $80. But if they break a nail, then they can go in and get it fixed. And I think it's like $10, $15. So that cost can start to add up. So you guys can see how fast these costs start to add up. And like I said, it's not about whether or not you can afford, one thing. Like you can't afford one thing. You don't have to be able to afford all of it outright. But when you start telling them no, I'm not paying for your nails. No, I'm not paying for your hair. No, I'm not paying for your makeup. No. Okay, so why is she with you? If you tell a woman no every time she asks for something, why is she going to stay with you? Number one, women are not going to go for being told no all the time. And that's what the red pill talks about. Oh, just tell her no every time and just stand on frame. Okay, well, she's going to leave, right? This is what the red pill doesn't tell you. And this is why women don't like average men, because average men typically can't afford what the above average man can actually give them. Like Tate said, there has to be a value exchange. There has to be some reason that she's going to deal with you. Typically, women don't deal with men who don't bring any kind of value. And like I said, the number one thing on this list is the hair. The number one thing on this list that's going to get her to break up with you is the hair. Like if you can't afford this, this is the only thing I will tell you. Having dated women for over, in my 40 years, having dated women, their hair is the number one thing. And when you can't offset their most expensive cost, they're out. I promise you, she's out. And like I said, I live in a place like San Diego where it can go either way, right? When women want to step out and look great, they want to step out and look great. But for the most part, everybody is just enjoying the beach and the sun, so they don't necessarily need to be too done up. But if you go to LA, all you're going to see is women who are all the way done up. So it to an extent, yeah, it really does depend on where you live. Like Tristan said, social media has killed the days when you could just be average. Social media has killed the game. Women have access to the guys who can pay $200 to $350. And if you guys are paying attention, if you've been doing your math, this is going to run you about $870, about around $900. If we're being generous, $900 to $1,000 per month at the most basic level. This is your basic package for women, right? Just maintaining their beauty is the most basic thing. This is before we start getting to paying for cell phones, cell phone insurance, cars, car insurance, gas money, pets, stuff like that. Like we haven't even started talking about the women who are used to getting clothes and the women who are used to getting gifts and things like that. So this is one of the big reasons why I will always rally against the red pill, because they keep men in a state of delusion. Women are not going back to the 90s. They don't want 50-50 relationships. They don't want that. They want relationships where you can pay for all their stuff, all of their expenses. The last guy they were with paid for all their expenses. They got bills, they need them paid. They got the same bills as you: car, cell phone, insurance, cable, whatever the case might be. But then they got all this beauty stuff on top of it. You don't really have beauty stuff that you have to play. You got like a PlayStation Network account or something like that. They got the same stuff as you plus this, and then they have to have sex with you in this relationship and whatnot. So they're going to want a value exchange. They're going to want something for that. And a lot of times the red pillars will keep men in this state of delusion where they say, well, women need less. Okay, give them less and watch what happens. This is why, like Tate said, there's a guy out there who got 20 women, or he has access to them at least because he can afford it. So I'm not telling you to go out there and just trick off. I'm just simply saying at the most basic level, it's going to cost you around $800 to have this woman. Now, obviously, there's plenty of you who are going to see this and say, well, I don't pay that much money. Yeah, this is not static across the board. We're just saying if you get with like a baddie, if you get with like the girls you're seeing on Instagram, or you get with like a really, really beautiful woman, like a top tier woman, she's at a minimum going to expect you to be able to take care of her basic maintenance. Like I said, don't let the red pill dissuade you. Focus on your money, level up. I think I'll do a little bit more of this because it's good for men to understand that the red pill tells you guys lies. Women are expensive and they're not going back to the days when they weren't. It just is what it is.